So what is in a grab-and-go handheld bag, and why do you want to have one? The reason you want to have one is because you want to, if you're going to be serious about communications in your preparedness skill set, you want to have this gear readily available. You don't want to be going to multiple places to put your kit together when you need it. You should have it already ready to go. And I think if it's small, compact, and portable, more likely you're going to have it ready to go, and more likely you're going to have it with you when you need it in a time of need. So this is, you can pick any bag you want. In this case, I'm using an AMP3 utility bag. And basically inside there, the main component is going to be the dual band radio. Now here's a little tip for you. I never store my radio with the antenna on it when it's in the bag, mainly because I can't guarantee that that antenna is going to stay safe, and I want to protect that connection at all costs. I want to not put any undue stress on it. So this radio is sitting in one of our it's called a Radio Buddy, but it's a pouch that can go on your belt, can go on molly gear, can go on 1-inch shoulder on your pack, but it's a great place to also stick your antenna. So the main component for this grab-and-go kit is going to be your radio. The next thing is I need to keep this radio up and running, so in a plastic bag I keep the charger. The only reason I keep it in a plastic bag is it just keeps it compact and prevents it from moving around, and it acts like a little drawer that I can pull out. Everything is right there. I've got the wall wart in there and the charger base. Now, if we're taking our preparedness seriously, I have to really count on the fact that I'm not going to have the ability to use this wall wart for AC charging. And that's where you want to have some kind of alternative 12-volt power supply that you can quickly plug in and keep that radio charged and operational when you don't have power. So you always want to think about operating in a grid down scenario. If I've got the AC power, I'm great, but if I don't, I'm still great. I can keep this radio up and running. Now the other part of this bag that I think is equally as important as the radio are all the accessories to keep this radio running and also to optimize its performance and use when I need it. And I carry all the accessories in a multi-pouch roll. This is one of our AMP3 gear corrals, but you can do anything you want. Maybe you've got multiple Ziploc bags, but you want to think about, I want to have the programming cables. Maybe I need to program this and change frequencies. It's much easier to do that with the computer, or I can also clone this radio to another radio if I need. Another item that I think is very handy is to have an ear tube and mic set, so I can operate that radio quietly. I can have dedicated earpiece and listen to what's going on, and it just makes it a little bit more convenient, and I don't have to take the radio out of a pocket. I think you should always have an extra battery pack. So this is an extended battery, and this is a clamshell battery that I can put AA batteries in, or more importantly, I can put rechargeable batteries in. Again, I'm always thinking, how do I keep this radio up and running when I don't have power? I recommend everybody have an extra antenna, so you should have a primary and a secondary backup antenna. My preference is one of those long whips that gives you extra gain on both receive and transmit. These radios also have something called a battery eliminator, and basically that's a false battery pack that plugs in and allows me to plug into a 12-volt cigarette adapter. And this is a very important accessory. This is a roll-up J-pole. And remember, we talked earlier that UHF, VHF is line of sight, and the higher you get that antenna, the better your communications are going to be. So with a small coaxial cable going into the radio, and basically coaxial cable is just the cable that connects radio devices, and deploying this roll-up J-pole antenna, I can plug that into the coax. At the other end, I punched a small hole and put a piece of paracord. I can tie that to a piece of paracord, run that up a flagpole or over a tree, and now suddenly the antenna that I used to have down on the ground is elevated much higher above me. And because of the line of sight characteristics of UHF, VHF, this radio now has much better ears for listening and much better megaphone for talking with that antenna elevated way up high in the air.